All right, guys, welcome back into another NBA DFS video. My name is Polzin with 905 Sports. Going to be breaking down this 10-game slate on Sunday for this NBA DFS slate. If you guys enjoy the coverage, make sure to like and subscribe. That does help with the channel a lot, which helps me be able to help you guys out even more. I do want to call out the NBA DFS lineup optimizer is currently available on 905sports.com as part of the 905 membership. A lot of you guys said that you would like that, so we're testing it out for this first month. So if that is something that you guys are interested in, make sure to join. It is $10 a month, best value, I would say, across the board. Get access to a PGA, NFL, and NBA DFS lineup optimizer for $10 a month, as well as a premium golf package as well. You can't really beat it, and so hopefully you guys enjoy it. Okay. But yeah, this slate that we have tonight is a much more difficult slate in terms of putting out a good lineup. Yesterday's slate was pretty awesome. Some great value opened up later on in the night that was kind of obvious. It made it an easier slate. And actually with the lineup optimizer, I had my best lineups that I've made thus far. I only did 20 entries, but it was kind of nice to see. And I don't know, the lineup path is a lot harder today, which means it's a lot harder to make quality of build. So if you do make a good quality of build, there should be less like those. So if you do make a good build, you should be able to have a better profit, if that makes sense. So we'll touch on those plays here throughout this video. Once again, if you enjoyed this coverage, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. All right, jumping into the top picks for this slate. Now, I mentioned in the opener that yes, it is going to be a more difficult slate. Okay, so we're gonna have to do a deep dive to find the best plays here. Okay, I will say like Chris Paul probably going to be a standout play, probably going to be a chalky play, and we'll start with him. To me, he is going to be a core play on this slate, given the price point and given the matchup with Houston. The guard position for Houston is currently giving up, for Phoenix. So when guards go against Houston, the guards are averaging 1.3 DK points per minute. So that voids very well for both Chris Paul and Devin Booker, obviously. The thing with Chris Paul is he should be a stellar play. You look at this offense with DeAndre Ayton out, he actually doesn't see too big of an increase in usage. His usage rate is actually 17.1%. This is across 61 minutes thus far this season, but he is averaging 40 DK points per game. So I think at this price point, given the matchup as well, he should be a very strong price point play. He's a player that I do like a lot, but also, not particularly like I need to play him. And that's kind of the theme of this slate. There's no one that I'm like, yes, let's play that guy. But to me, Chris Paul is going to be a core play. I would say he's core play number 5 for me. I do want to point out Anthony Edwards and D'Angelo Russell, they both went off for, strong, productive games against San Antonio the last time we saw them play them. Could be some plays that you're looking at as well. That is kind of the theme that we have. It's like, once again, there's a lot of high upside plays, but a lack of safety plays. And typically I like to look at both of those. At Devin Booker's price point, you could certainly play him as well in the guard position. I have kind of been flirting around with the idea of playing either Booker or Donovan Mitchell, one of those two in all my builds. But the problem with that is at the same time, they're strong plays, but Mitchell kind of priced up. Can he go for 50 DK points? He can, but in the last game, 46 minutes. It took him 46 minutes to get to 50 DK points, where in the previous games, he had been able to get there as well. It's kind of been a little bit, I don't want to say fluky his production, but kind of has been, where 46 and 45 minutes to get to 50 DK points. I'd much rather lock in a player that can consistently get to that number, that 40 DK points on limited minutes. I mean, I guess 2 of his games were 40 minutes as well. So that's part of the interesting part of this slate, guys. I will say Doug McDermott, another one of those guys who I'd put in the category of others receiving votes. Like Doug McDermott should be a stellar play with Vasil out, and most likely with, I shouldn't say most likely, but Josh Richardson is questionable. If he sits, we look at Doug McDermott, who could be a strong play with those two off the court. He's averaging a 21.5% usage rate, and then also around 30 DK points per game across 36 minute total per 36. So he could be someone you're looking at as well. 4.1, a good price point for him. We have seen him go against Minnesota before. Bad game in the first game, and then 28 DK points in the second game. So really kind of a hit or miss play, but that's the theme that we have. All right, I kind of teased Anthony Edwards. I'm going to go ahead and make him a core play. He's going to be my core play number 4. I just like the price point. I like the matchup, and I like the upside. This is much more of a slate in which I'm going to be chasing upside. So for someone like Anthony Edwards, I think that makes a lot of sense. He's had one really bad game this season, especially given this price point, and that was was against the Spurs, but also his best game this year was against the Spurs. Kind of a strange thing. Okay, so he is someone that I'm going to be looking at on this slate. I do think he'll get to 40 DK points. Given the matchup, given the price point, I like him a lot as a play. And given kind of the lack of kind of safety, I'm perfectly fine chasing the upside with him as a play. So a play that I do really like is going to be Jeremy Sohan. He is kind of popping up in the sense of those two players being out for the Spurs, Richardson and Vassell. So he is someone that I think could really pop up. We've seen him be productive the last 3 games where he has seen an increase in minutes. You know, it just went from 23 to 28 to 31 now. So if he's someone that does get that increase in minutes, I do think that increase in production is going to be there as well. At 4.5, it's not too risky of a play. Really, you need 20 DK points, but also if he gets 30 DK points like he did in the last game, you're certainly happy with it. He is a play that I currently like, but if Josh Richardson is ruled active, then I don't like him as much. So that's kind of the part of the slate that kind of sucks. So right now he's going to be core play number 3 for me with the chance that he might sit, and then we have to look elsewhere. Okay, and that's kind of the unfortunate part of the slate. And then from there, core play number 2 for me is going to be Jake Portal. So he is someone that has really been, or Jakob Portal, sorry, I apologize there. He is someone that has been popping up a decent amount really this whole season. You look at what he's done against Minnesota the last 2 games, 31 and 40 DK points. A very strong price point play, kind of given his floor that he's seen this season. The issue with him is that he's not getting a lot of minutes. You know, we can get a very similar play to him at a same price point, a little bit cheaper of a price point, actually. You go with Sengun, okay? He is gaining a little bit less minutes, obviously, per game, but the per game production has been there as well, a little bit less risky as well. So he is someone that you could possibly look at as well, especially if Jakob Portal becomes inactive or becomes too chalky, sorry. And then from there, my number 1 core play on the slate, Banchero here should be a player that does really well once again with Suggs, with Anthony, and I guess you include Fultz. Like, he should be a very productive player. We look at across 81 minutes with those players off the court, he's seen a 32% usage rate and averaging 53 DK points across 36 minutes per 36 minutes. Now, obviously, we need him to get 36 minutes, but he is someone that easily could go for 50 DK points. Once again, going back to, I want to chase some upside, and that's part of the reason why I'm playing him, but although this should be a 40 DK point play, so a lot of upside that I'm chasing here. Now, let's fill it in with some others that I think are going to be strong price point plays. Another honorable mention plays. Okay. Michael Porter Jr. I think could be a strong price point play. I think we're going to get 30 DK points from him, maybe a chance to get 40 DK points. He should be a strong play for you. So the Phoenix situation is very difficult at the center spot because DeAndre Ayton is out. A lot of people are probably going to go with Bismack Biyombo, which I'm not going to say is wrong. You look at the last game, 23 minutes, 35 DK points. I think that is a strong price point play that makes a lot of sense, but it could be Jock Lockdale as well, or Landale as well. You look at across 81 minutes thus far this season with DeAndre Ayton out, he's seen a 24% usage rate per 36 and averaging about 40 DK points across, per 36. Obviously, he's not going to get 36 minutes. You'd be playing him hoping he gets 20 to 23 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, and can get you around 30 DK points. I will say Bismack Biyombo going to be the safer play, so you can play him. Hopefully he gets 50 DK or 30 DK points and you're sitting pretty. That's the hope with him as a play. And then I will say, just like I do like the idea of stacking the Minnesota San Antonio game, it should be kind of easier to stack as well. Russell, I'm perfectly fine with as a play. He should be a strong price point play. From there, I do like Keldon Johnson at 7.3. That does seem like a cheap price point play. I like him a lot as a play as well. It's someone that could easily go for 40 DK points. And then you could possibly play like maybe Zach Collins as well. Zach Collins has, not been getting that many minutes, but has been productive in a limited role. It could be 20 DK points for you as well. So just to close out this first look build, let's see what we can find here. I mean, it's tough. I really don't like this build. It's tough. It is a tough slate, guys. So I guess to try to make kind of the build I'm work, you might have to go off of Jakob Portal. I can't get it right. I apologize. And then go with Sengun, and hopefully the difference isn't that great. Then you could afford to pay up for a better guard, and maybe just go Trey Jones. Like, it is an ugly slate, and I apologize for that, but can't really control that. All right, if you guys enjoyed the coverage, make sure to like and subscribe. That does help out the channel a lot, which helps me be able to help you guys out. Just a reminder that the NBA DFS lineup optimizer is available and active. I used it last night, like I mentioned, and had some decent success. Obviously, it's one time. I'm not saying that's guaranteed, but it was nice to see that happened. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Let's have a good slate, and as always, let's keep cashing.